Welcome back, homies and honeys, to another episode of Final Fantasy XVI. So this is episode 95. We still on that side quest grind. Last episode we did arcade mode, did the Odin run in the tower, knocked that out, like good boys. Now we still got a couple more side quests to do, so we about to get on that. Where are we at here? Nobody's tool. I ain't nobody's tool, alright? Go ahead and take her little behinds up there real quick.
Near Balmung Dark. The longer she's out in the open, the more likely she is to be found by a Kashik. I need to hurry.
Like we got some mobs up here or something. Thought I seen something moving around. Yeah, let's go, baby. What you missed? Target because I locked on him. Can't jump around with the maniac. We about to beat this motherfucker all the way down the steps. Alright. Alright. Love you, baby. Bump, bump, bump. Yeah. I don't have to fight him. I'm about to run up on this bomb and just give him that Titan punch. This is exactly what's about to happen. Lay him down real quick. How we handle that shit, boy.
There were no guards, I take it.
None manning the gates, no. It's a different story inside, though. The corridors are crawling with Akashic. Most likely guards left behind when the wardens ran. If Chadwick was being held here, I worry that he may already be.
Don't give up hope just yet, but let's move quickly. Let me check the ground floor. The ether stick is there.
Then I'll search the upper level. Good luck, Sid. Stay safe.
Just how bad are the floods inside the walls? Bad enough to turn a bearer? I hope not. Risking a lot just being here. Better keep my eyes open for signs of life. Locked up tight.
So tell me, how the hell are we supposed to get in? Oh, we got some reading, huh? Some more, huh? Balmung Dark, writ of designation. The King of Waloed hereby designates this facility a prison for the determined of bearers, both foreign and domestic. The purpose of this facility is to rear and train a Kuza beast for deployment in the field. The aforementioned purpose is a matter of the strictest secrecy, and any mention thereof is to be punished by death. Captives captive bearers have been provided solely for the pursuit of the aforementioned purpose. Express permission is required for the use of bearers in any other capacity.
So this place was no ordinary prison, and I doubt they'll have taken the creature with them when they fled.
Booty. Like there's a upstairs. Recommendation concerning Kuza beast deployment. The Kuza has long been recognized as an especially aggressive species. This being the case, it was hoped that successful deployment on the battlefield might be the means of inflicting heavy casualties on the enemy. An exercise conducted thus far, however, the beast has proven incapable of distinguishing between allied and enemy combatants. As such, deployment alongside regular troops is not recommended. It is proposed instead that bearer captives be employed in order to draw the enemy focus, and the beast then driven into the fray in order to achieve maximum benefit with minimal loss of Waluder lives.
Minimal loss of Waluder lives. And what happens when they run out of bearers? Even the Imperials take better care of their branded than that.
I mean, you gotta talk in past tense, because this whole continent is void of life, sir. A lot going on here. A little worried there. Memorandum of Kuza beast feeding. Recent supply shortages left us with insufficient resources to feed the Kuza and entrusted to our care. Fortunately, the creature was observed to kill and consume the bearers assigned to fight beside it. A mock battle conducted as part of its training. The beast was further observed to enter a state of visible contentment upon feeding in this way, suggesting that live bearers may be its preferred source of sustenance. While this behavior is unexpected, it's not unwelcome. Bears no longer of use for training purposes can now be repurposed as required. God damn it.
They were feeding bearers to it. This is even worse than I'd feared.
It was giving that man some human.
Nothing but a caching down here. Hopefully things are looking better upstairs. I should go and see how Doris is getting on.
Crazy. What is this Kuza they keep talking about? Is it like a coral or a behemoth? What is it?
Caution, brother.
that's her. Cause I said it's this. Go.
No lock downstairs. But I did find out that this place was more than just a prison. Something far more sinister was happening here.
I know. I've been reading some of these documents and... it can't be true, can it? Bearers die every day in service of their masters, but this is so much worse. Pitting bearers against a wild beast armed with nothing but their wits? And all in order to bring about more death. And not just those who could fight, but the elderly, children even.
Ouch.
And those who wouldn't or couldn't were disposed of. Whatever that means.
I'm afraid it means they were fed to the monstrosity they kept here.
Then we're too late. And I was a fool to bring you here.
Don't say that. Did you find anything else?
A key. But it doesn't fit any of the locks on this floor.
Perhaps it will fit one of the doors downstairs. There's a corridor I haven't searched yet. Finish up here, then come and find me when you're ready.
All right. I'll be there in a moment.
The jailer's key. It was probably for that door that was locked up that we couldn't get into, but we going over here and check shit. Wait, what? Oh, that's the way I came up. All right. All I got was a booty box. That's it. All right, cool. I'm sure we're gonna find out what this XVI is that they're talking about. Where we at on Odin right now? We maxed out. Yes.
Let's see what we can find down here.
Booty. Amber was the color of her energy. Whoa.
A survivor. And she sounds close.
Got a little girl. Come here, Torgal.
After it.
Enjoy your Kupo nuts. Koopka Koopko. Kupo Koopka.
Who are you?
There's no need to be afraid. Are you alone? Are there any other survivors?
Some of the guards. They're still here. But something's wrong with them. Everyone else was eaten by the monster.
Of course there were.
Thank the Founder.
It was worth our coming. But I'd rather we didn't linger. Are you ready?
Ready when you are. You poor thing. He must have been terrified.
Did Jadwick send you?
What?
He fought the monster. Distracted it so I could run away. He must have sent you. He promised to free the others too. Where is he? He opened your cell, didn't he? He wouldn't be here otherwise.
Chadwick.
Was
Okay.
that?
Monster's back! Chadwick, help!
We have to get out of here.
Nah.
Doris, keep the girl safe.
All right. You put that bearer-eating bastard in the ground. I'll look after the girl. You teach that thing a lesson.
Yeah, it's a fucking behemoth
You're
too.
safe now. We won't let it hurt you.
Oh, this dude is huge.
It's out there waiting for me. I can't let it live. Not if it's got a taste for bearers.
Isn't there a way in, like right here? Bro, look at that thing, bro. Could have swore I seen a broken wall or cage, like very close to when I walked into this place. How do you get in there? Oh. How did I get all? What the fuck? Here it is. I was like, I knew I seen it. Who's a beast? And
The beast will wreak havoc if it ever leaves the prison. I can't let that happen.
oh, I pressed the wrong button. How'd that miss? How are you missing that? Making no sense. There you go, all out, baby. I'm almost breaking 100K out here. Like this one was easier. This one was easier than the main story one. It's crazy. But I killed him quite quickly. Like I didn't hesitate. I literally went in on him. While it certainly has stopped kings and emperors throughout history from trying to even attempt to tame behemoths, has an invariable ended in a tragic failure, or rather, it had until the Kingdom of Waloed discovered the means to influence the beat's primitive mind in the form of an enchanted shackle that presumably works similar to the crystal fetters, but without impending ethereal channeling. Ooh. Ethereal channeling. Ah. Cool.
Finally.
Sid, are you hurt?
I'm fine. I think.
No.
What is it?
A diary. I gave it to Chadwick before we went our separate ways. He was here. Do you think that creature?
I'm sure he fought bravely to the last. The girl is safe thanks to him.
Chadwick. You fool.
Come on. We have to get her back to the hideaway. We don't want his sacrifice to have been in vain.
No. Of course not. I'll see that she's looked after from now on. It's the least I can do.
From what I hear, you've barely left the girl's side in days. I hope she's recovering from her ordeal.
She is. Slowly but surely. She's far tougher than she looks. I thank the flames we found her. If we hadn't...
I know. But we did. I'm sorry we weren't able to save Chadwick.
There's no need to apologize. Without your help, I would never have found out what happened to him. How he fought to the bitter end to save her. To save Haida Marie. That's the man I remember. The man I thought of as a brother.
I wish I could have met him. I'd like to hear more about your past. If you don't mind, that is.
Of course. You already met my former master. She trained Chadwick and I to do two things. Kill and obey. We were supposed to be sold to the highest bidder when the time came. But no bid was ever high enough to convince her to part with us. For years, we were her daggers in the shadows. But we could never quite shake our doubts about the things she made us do. And then, one day, we just couldn't do them anymore. So we escaped. But staying together was out of the question. They would have found us too easily. After so many years of training, the pull to serve was always strong. It scared me to think he might have taken another master, become a dagger in someone else's hand.
But even in captivity, the battles he fought were his own. And he died not as someone's tool, but as a hero.
Haida Marie is proof of that. Bearers can cast off their shackles. And the curse breakers will show them how. I'll fight until my dying breath to see it done. For Chadwick, and for all of us.
Thank you, Doris. We'll be counting on you.
Well, the Breath of Darkness reduced Gugner cooldown by 2 seconds. That's not really that good.
There's so much food in the hideaway. Sometimes, in my cell, my tummy rumbled so loud that Chadwick would sneak me some gruel from his bowl. I miss him. He would have liked this place.
Oh, some more hunts, huh? That was a hunt in general, that thing. Oh, we got our points up. Let's see. The masterless marauder. The Warlud army captured such a beast and tried to train them to serve, but its particular specimen's training has long since ceased. Whether the captors are Akashic with the rest of their comrades or were eaten by their pet when it broke free from the bonds, we shall never know. All we do know is there's none left alive who knows the words to put an end to this rampage. Only a show of force will suffice. They don't give you no tips. Like, it just says the Waluder army captured a beast. It doesn't say where, it doesn't say anything. Ugh, I hate that.
How may I help you today, Clive? Come to claim your just desserts? You earned this.
Fearful whispers. That, huh? Every epic starts with a single word. Every symphony, a single note. This is but the beginning, and for all shall your legend be told. For y'all shall legacy be sung.
Best of luck out there, Sid.
Track. Like, this thing could be anywhere, bro.
This must be the orphanage. Hopefully the registry is still here.
Conditioning schedule. Today's exercise will consist of the press yard, 20 sandbags for such duration as instructor shall dictate. The furnace, burn intensity to be gradually increased. Live combat, 1 of 3 hellhounds depending on performance.
Conditioning. This is nothing short of torture.
Bad Bonk Conservatory written incorporation. The Kingdom of Waloed hereby incorporates this instruction where juvenile bearers are to be granted an opportunity to give themselves in service to the state of soldiers. Trainees succumbing to Crystal's curse or otherwise perishing are to be disposed of with all haste. The graveyard is strictly reserved for uncursed bearer disposal within its bounds is punishable by death.
Disposed of? Herman wasn't exaggerating. It's a wonder we survived this place. I need to find that registry.
I have recently learned that my own daughter was among the children turned to stone by brutal training I subjected them to. I had not so much of a thought of her since handing her over to the authorities as a babe, but inquiries with the military confirmed it was her. I had been torturing my own flesh and blood, and now I see her everywhere. Today, one of the children smiled at me in the hope of receiving a few scraps from my table. It was her smile, the smile she inherited from her mother, the mother I killed for giving birth to a bearer. Their ghosts have all come back to haunt me. My daughter, my wife, all of them, all those children, so many have died at my hand. I can bear the guilt no longer, and so I've decided tomorrow too I must die. It will be the last order I give those poor wretches, the last torment I subject to them. I will command them to tear me limb from limb and enter my accused corpse beneath the white tree whose crooked hands reach the sky in supplication, and besides me, my shame, my curse, the record of all their names, all those I have wronged. Damn, son.
This reads like a suicide note. Did the director go through with his plan? There's only one way to find out.
Oh, we can't go in here now? I wonder if it was locked the whole time. Like you went to check it and it was like, nah, this door's locked, you can't go in there.
A forked white tree. This must be the place. Could he really be buried here?
Well,
There's
no,
something hidden among the roots.
Until you get
Let's
the
see.
shovel out.
This must be the registry.
Badbach Conservatory Register of Bearer losses 846 V08E16D. Hands 10 years old of lithification. Alfred 9 years old succumbed to conditioning. France 12 years old lithification. Paulina 10 years old emancipation. Just a list of all the people he's taken out. A lot of them are very young children. That's crazy. Couple like all young, not even teenagers.
So many names. This place was a slaughterhouse.
Wait, the Kingdom of
Where's the
Waloed
architect of all this misery?
was ruthless, bro. Come get me.
It was only a matter of time, I suppose. This place is cursed.
Oh shit. Good night. Be fair.
I'm done here. Let's get the registry back to Herman.
We're not done, bro. The worst part is like looking for this thing out here. It's gonna be the worst. Yeah.
The entire village looks abandoned. Now, which house would a bookworm live in?
From a distance. Chapter is that 16, right? XVI 16. The fall of the bearers. The emergence of the first magic adepts was widely heralded as a gift from the gods. Indeed, the title which those with the gift came to be commonly known is most likely a contraction of bearer of the heavenly blessing. The wording used by the tribunes of the time. Those born with the blessing were lauded as living crystals and granted high office and plentiful reward for their status as chosen ones. Over the years, this reverence for their kind would become a full-fledged religion led by the bearers themselves, a development that would prove fateful. The diver nations of the time were unanimous of their disapproval of the founding of the church. While the authorities had for years welcomed bearers into position of power in their own structures of state, they were mistrusting of an organization led by bearers for bearers. Efforts were immediately made to chasten the church and its followers, banning members from holding office, evicting inheritance from their homes, and breaking up meeting by force. The church responded by forming a volunteer army to resist the persecution, and yet it continued, creating a cycle of increasing bloodshed and rancor, and a growing rift between those born with the blessing and those without. What began with beatings and street clashes would eventually spill over into an all-out war that consumed the greater part of the twins for nigh a generation, and decimated the population of men and bearers both. The deluge of blood that stained the land crimson and left even more lasting mark upon the minds of the Valestian people. After the bearers' last resistance was crushed, the nations of Valestia came together to sign a continental accord that initiated the systems of slavery that persisted across the realm to this day. Its well-known phrase, bearers are other than human, has its roots in a bitter war of the years before, being the unblessed only excuse for their calamation refusal to allow the blessed to decide their own destinies.
This is it. But if what it says is true, I need to get this back to the hideaway.
Bearers were like people of power back in the day, but the folklorist Falvery, the Moogle. No spirit or sprite appears more often in Valestia's folktales than the humble Moogle, though they are occasionally painted as mischievous souls akin to pixies or imps. Most stories depict them as clumsy yet congenial spirits who delight in helping mankind with their daily labors. They are said to have sweet tooth, leading to the common superstition that one must not leave cakes or other sweet meats uncovered overnight, lest not remain but crumbs come morning. In appearance, they are described as being covered from head to toe in soft white fur, excepting the small dark wings by which they somehow are able to take flight, and brightly colored pom-poms that protrude from the top of their heads. And yet there is one detail regarding the Moogle that most find more remarkable than even the orb that tops its brow. The fact that the creatures actually exist. Preposterous, I hear you cry. Everybody knows that Moogles are stuff of legend. I quite agree, but every legend has its basis in truth. And in this case of the Moogle, the fact may be not so dissimilar to fiction. Ancient bestiaries list the white mole, whose feet do not touch the ground, among the beasts of the realm, and the illustration besides the name. Why is it none other than the Moogle? Of course, it is true that the creatures are not known to still survive in the twins in modern day, Perhaps their miniature wings carried them to other climes. Perhaps they were hunted to extinction, or perhaps, just perhaps, they do still live among us, hidden away from the human view. I like that. A little bit of lore about Moogles. All right. Complete Botany and Banes. I don't know what Itrafetida or Tail of Wyvern. White of flower and black of root, the latter of which gives out an inky gall. When cut or crushed, the tribesmen of the North Storm picked their skin with the oaken needles soaked in such, drawing curious patterns about their arms and legs in honor of their heathen gods. The gall is a passing toxicate that a single drop taken by mouth may result in cramps for most painful of 5 days and 5 nights, or applied to a wound is certain death. Should a slip of the needle end a young warrior's life, it is said that the skin print failed to find favor among the heavens. Now that's the ink that they used in the bearer tattoos. That if that ink was like, if once they got that tattoo, if you tried to remove it and that ink went into the bloodstream, you would die, right? And what's her name? Taja from the Hideaway discovered how to perfected the surgery to remove a bearer's mark off their face without getting that getting that ink into their bloodstream. That's why some, like Clive, has a scar on his face, because he had the procedure done. But you see some are just too scared to do it, I guess. So some bears still have their mark, and then others don't. They have a scar. Royal Intelligencer Training Report. In the wake of a tragic fire at Cair Norvin in 873 V, the subsequent depletion of most highly practiced intelligencers, all mainland strongholds were instructed to redouble training in clandestine maneuvers and improvised weaponry and assassination techniques, and dispatch promising volunteers to Stonehere for inspection. This report details progress made by the stronghold of Garnick in reinvigorating Waloed's ranks for esteemed intelligencers. Oh. I thought maybe this was our hunt.
Leaving so soon, stranger. We've been watching you from a distance, so to speak.
Subtle. I know who you are.
Then we need not waste time on introductions. Hand me the book. Leave it in our care and return to your life.
Your care? Do you mean to burn it or bury it?
That is not my decision to make. But by one means or another, its contents shall be removed from the common record.
Then I'll have to politely refuse. I won't let you erase our history.
Then we find ourselves at an impasse. Very well. The book can just as easily be pried from your dead hand.
No, he ain't even gonna fight us. Bums. Is that a behemoth I see back there? It is. I hate when I try to parry and I ain't set up the parry. shit. That's crazy, bro.
Impressive. But we have other means. We shall claim the book yet.
Why do you want it so badly anyway?
It lays out in no uncertain terms the vanity and avarice of mankind. It tells the shameful history of the persecution and oppression of a gifted few by a giftless many. Would you say that this interpretation was correct?
I don't know.
You don't know. Your sword may be sharp, but your wits are dull.
Wow.
So let me answer for you. There is no correct interpretation of history. That a series of events took place may be proved beyond a doubt. But there can be no single, immutable explanation as to why they came to pass. It is a question of numbers and of belief. If enough people believe that a set of events occurred for a reason, that belief becomes the truth.
So you're trying to control the truth?
We are trying to protect people from themselves, from knowledge that would bring them naught but pain. That is all. You may keep the book, for now. The world is small. We shall meet again. Until then.
Wait! Damn it. Let's get this back to Vivian. Perhaps she can explain what that was all about.
Is this my hunt monster? Another behemoth? I like the way you look, though. Yeah, it might be. Behemoth King. Oh shit.
Another of the Royalist guard dogs.
He ain't playing.
Specimens too.
I hate how that shit don't work. Ow. That hurts.
Titan!
Shit. Ah. Coming the whole tornado. How did I miss that, bro? Ah. Got him. What the fuck? Oh, oh, oh. Fuck, I see. Gotcha. That shit, counter that fucking meteor. You can't see me, baby. Oh, I didn't think he was gonna hit me. You gotta be fucking kidding. Oh, he staggered now. No! Fuck! I be fucking hitting the wrong fucking skill, bro. Go, 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 go. Apocalypse? Boy, you better get up out of here with that.
Enough.
Fuck up out of here. Alright. Cheer. Cheer, cheer. Another behemoth shackle. I don't even know what that's used for.
No match for you, eh, Torgal?
Bodied him is what happened. It's kind of crazy. Like, I struggle more with the dragon than I did that behemoth. It's crazy. All right. Back to the hideaway, turning our quests. I don't know what these shackles are for, though. And I never really looked either. Probably nothing.
Trouble with your gear, or what do you want?
I don't see anything that they're even used for. I have everything made except for this. I never made it. Oh, okay. Doesn't make sense how they give you gear in this game. They're like, here, take this gold item, but you can use this behemoth shackle to make some other item, right? That I don't even think would be better than that. I don't know. Well, might as well make it. I got
No
the materials.
scratches, right?
Got some of the best shit you can get in the game.
That it? Fine.
I'm assuming that was what I was looking for. Us.
Vivian. I found it. The book you lost.
From a distance, no mention is made of the name of the author, whether it is because the title page has been lost to time or because the tome was published anonymously. It is impossible to say.
You found it. Thank you, Clive. Even though I asked this of you, I was not entirely sure it would be possible. I feared the executors had seized every copy.
I met with one of these executors, and I convinced him to let me keep it. He told me something. That the truth is just a matter of collective belief. And that if enough people believe a lie, that lie becomes the truth.
It does. But it also means that the truth is not immutable. That it can be changed. Provided that those who wish to change it can convince enough people that their perspective is the correct one. As the sad history of the bearers proves.
You said that the book inspired you to become a scholar.
It did. Or its author, rather. She was a heretic, you see. A firebrand and a dissenter. A gallows stood ready for her in every corner of the realm. And by shunning society, or perhaps being shunned by it, she stumbled upon a truth so potent that an entire realm trembled at the prospect of its utterance. I, too, have always felt somehow set apart from the world of men. A stranger to my own species. She taught me that my solitude was not a curse, but a gift. And that, though my journey to the truth might be a lonely one, what I found at my destination would be more than worth the cost.
Do you still feel that way? That you're not One of us.
Honestly, I'm not entirely sure anymore. Since coming to the hideaway, I find my thinking somewhat clouded. Perhaps the result of studying mankind from a rather closer perspective than I had intended. But the more I study, the more I find value in this perspective. In looking not from the outside, but from within. So if you'll permit me, I'd like to continue my work here. Remember, Clive, when enough people believe, belief begets truth. Give the men and women of this benighted world the gift of truth. Make them believe in you, as I do.
I'll try, Vivian. I'll try.
What's in the bag, baby? Level up for us right there, level 49. Got the Scholar's Bonnet, Vivian Ninetail Scholarly Headwear, awarded to her upon completion of her studies at the University of Canvar. Give the men and women of this benighted world the gift of truth. Make them believe you as I do. Vivian Ninetails. Cool. What you got, buddy? Curse Bakers came across this creature while searching for survivors near the abandoned village of Garnick. You need to go to Garnick and Waloed. Misled by the abomination's appearance into thinking she might be a local woman, they went to offer their help, but soon it was they who were seeking salvation. The survivors say they can still hear the screams, but those of the white and those of their fallen comrades. Garnick, Garnick. Their hunt.
I hear that you traveled to Ash, Sid. Did you by any chance recover the names of my fallen friends?
I did. Yes.
If I may, the bearer registry. The director was a brutal man. He got no worse than he deserved.
The registry was all I found beneath the tree. There was no sign of a body. Or any record of what happened to the children after the orphanage closed.
I pray that at least some of them survived. All their names are here. The ones we lost. My friends. My light in those dark times. I can still remember their faces, like it was yesterday. Children who were taken from their bunks in the morning, never to return. No explanation ever offered.
They'd be happy to know that you survived, Herman.
But why did I make it out alive, when so many others died in that awful place?
It's not your fault. And blaming yourself won't bring them back. Honor their memory. See that their names live on. That way, at least. They're never truly gone.
Thank you, Sid. I'm going to write a book. An account of the horrors of Badbach, and the spirit of those its custodians sought to crush. All of Valisthea will know of our suffering. And in the name of those I lost, I will not let it happen again.
Neither will I.
These records would have been buried for all eternity, were it not for you. Thank you.
We got the Breath of Ice for Mesmerize. Alright.
The realm will hear of Badbach.
Badbach.
And I pray that the tale of my fallen friends will spare future generations the horror we endured. Thank you for helping keep their memory alive.
Like we got another quest. Alright, homies and honeys, we're gonna go ahead and make the cut in the episode right here. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. The next one we will tackle the hunt, this next quest, wrapping it. I think we're getting real close to being done with everything that's required to be done with. Catch you in the next one. We OUT out. Deuces.